What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about The Mandalorian from Jon Favreau. So there's a couple of reports going around. I think these are kind of clickbaity headlines. Again, nothing wrong with that. Got to do what you got to do, bro. Just a squirrel trying to get a nut around here, right? So, this is from comicbook.com, and this report says that Lucasfilm reportedly relying on The Mandalorian to revive interest in the saga. Now, I've read this story. I don't really know where they're getting this from, but they're making a story out of it. I'm making a video of it, so fair play, I guess. The state of Star Wars fandom is currently complicated, to say the least, leading Lucasfilm to seemingly struggle to determine the best way to not only appease as many fans as possible, but also push the saga in new directions. Recent reports regarding the license that Lucasfilm is seeking for an upcoming live-action Star Wars The Mandalorian series could confirm they expect the show to become a key in reviving excitement about the galaxy far, far away. According to The Blast, Lucasfilm recently filed a number of trademarks for toys, games, handheld units for video games, books, school supplies, temporary tattoos, clothing, and footwear. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's even a spelling error right here, but basically, like, what is different from this versus any other, like, Star Wars project? Like, they did this with Rebels. They did this with the Clone Wars. They did this with The Last Jedi. They did it with Force Awakens. They're probably doing it with Resistance. I don't know what the problem is here. That doesn't mean that they're heavily banking on The Mandalorian because they filed some trademarks so they could sell some merch. That's pretty standard operating procedure for any relevant franchise that has a new series coming out. So I really don't know what they're trying to say here. But with that said, I gotta be honest, the more that time passes, and it's just a gut feeling of mine, I'm getting a little more excited for The Mandalorian, mainly for two reasons: Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni directing the first episode. I really do like Jon Favreau. I know Jon Favreau is a true Star Wars fan. I know that, and I think most of you watching this know that. That doesn't mean that the series is going to be great, and I understand that, and I know that we're all really, really worried about what they could do with this series, and all of those concerns are valid because Disney has not given us a reason to not have those concerns. Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge, and they have shown no sign that they have any regrets for the crap that they have pulled in the past 10 months. They have shown none. They've shown no remorse. They've doubled down. The only sign of light we've seen is Chuck Wendig getting fired, but that was done by Marvel, not necessarily Lucasfilm. So I get it. I get it if you don't want to be excited. I get it completely. But I have to be honest. My job is to be honest. And so The Mandalorian, the image we got looks pretty cool. Jon Favreau being involved is definitely super cool. Dave Filoni directing the pilot episode means that they're going to get this thing off to an awesome start, probably. All of those things make me excited. Now, I could be falling for fool's gold, and I totally understand that. This is the guy that was freaking out over The Last Jedi trailer, okay? This is the guy who lied to himself about The Last Jedi when I first saw it. So I get it. I totally get it. And I'm not saying I'm all in on The Mandalorian. I'm not. But I'm just saying, as time passes after that first image, with Jon Favreau's involvement, with him basically being in charge of the entire project, and in him, standing with Filoni there at the ranch, talking Star Wars, like, that's what we need more of. That's what we need more of. And we need less of Kathleen Kennedy, less of all of the people on social media that continue to attack the fans. Less of that. More Favreau, more Filoni, collaborating, talking about Star Wars, making it awesome. That does excite me in isolation, but there is the dark cloud that continues to reside over Lucasfilm, and we know what that dark cloud is. So, but I still think she's a figurehead. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think she's a figurehead. But this report, going back to this report, I mean, it's a lot of speculation, like they're reaching basically. Okay, The Blast says Lucasfilm recently filed a number of trademarks: toys, games, handheld units for video games, books, school supplies, temporary tattoos, clothing, and footwear. I mean, that doesn't mean Lucasfilm's banking everything on The Mandalorian. It means they're treating it like any other franchise within the Star Wars universe. They want to capitalize off of it financially. That makes sense. But I do think that there is within Lucasfilm, there's probably some belief that The Mandalorian could be something that could get us back on track. I do think that they're looking at that, like going, all right, maybe now. But again, as long as Kathleen Kennedy's willing to be there and put her identity politics and her SJW nonsense into it, we always have to be worried. And they've given us no reason to not be worried. That's the pathetic part of where we're at with Star Wars right now. Even if we want to be excited, we can't because of all this garbage. And they think, oh, you think we're going to forget? No, you have a lot of work to do. And one series isn't going to fix it. There's really, and I get it. There are people that are excited for episode 9. I'm not saying there isn't. But comparatively speaking to where it should be, the end of the sequel trilogy, the excitement level's not there. It's just not there. And even if The Mandalorian is good, and it blows us all away, I got news for you, Lucasfilm. That does not get us excited for episode 9. Star Wars fans, you have put us through too much. You have said too much. You've done too much. You have dismissed us for so long. And The Last Jedi was such garbage that just if The Mandalorian blows us away, it will not get us excited for episode 9. You got a lot of work to do. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.